In the history of business, there is a fine line between vision and theft. Imagine creating something perfect. A machine so efficient, so beautiful, that it changes the way the world eats. You give it your name. You give it your blood, sweat, and tears. And then, a wolf knocks on your door. He tells you he wants to help. He smiles. He shakes your hand. And piece by piece, he takes everything. This isn't a story about hamburgers. This is a crime scene where the weapon was a contract, and the victim was the American dream. This is the story of how Ray Kroc didn't just buy McDonald's. He stole the very name off the building. Welcome to the Graphic Ledger. 1954. Illinois. Meet Ray Kroc. He is 52 years old. And by all standard definitions, he is a failure. While other men his age are planning their retirement, Ray is on the road, driving a beat-up car, trying to sell a heavy, overpriced milkshake machine called the Multimixer. He sleeps in cheap motels. He eats cheap food. His wife is tired of his schemes. He has tried everything. Paper cups, foldable tables, real estate in Florida. All of them dead ends. Ray is desperate. He has ambition, but no vehicle. He is a shark swimming in a dry desert. But then, an order comes in. A small restaurant in San Bernardino, California, orders not one, not two, but 8 multi-mixers. Ray thinks it's a mistake. No restaurant needs to make 40 milkshakes at once, unless they figured out something nobody else knows. He drives west. He doesn't know it yet, but he is driving towards his destiny and someone else's destruction. When Ray pulls up to the original McDonald's stand, he is confused. There are no waitresses, no plates, no silverware, just a line of people stretching around the block. He watches the kitchen. It's not a kitchen, it's a factory. Dick and Mac McDonald, 2 honest brothers from New Hampshire, had achieved the impossible. They fired all the car hops. They removed 80% of the menu items. No barbecue, no tacos. Just burgers, fries, and sodas. They called it the Speedee service system. 30 seconds. That's how long it took from ordering to eating. Ray Kroc stands there, watching the rhythm. The workers move like dancers. One flips. One salts. One wraps. It is a symphony of efficiency. But where the brothers see a great family restaurant, Ray sees something else. He sees franchises. He sees a McDonald's on every corner, in every town, from coast to coast. He sees gold arches rising like cathedrals. He sits down with the brothers. He pitches them the dream. Franchise it, he says. Do it for your country. Dick and Mac are hesitant. They tried franchising before. It was a headache. They care about quality, not size. They want perfect burgers. But Ray is the ultimate salesman. He persists. He begs. And finally, they sign a contract. Ray Kroc becomes their exclusive franchising agent. But there is a catch. A deadly clause in the contract. Ray cannot change anything, not even 1 degree of temperature on the grill, without the brothers' written permission. It was a contract designed to protect the brothers. Instead, it became the cage that would trap Ray Kroc, until he decided to break the bars. The expansion begins. Ray is working like a maniac. He mortgages his house. He recruits aggressive young men to run the new stores. McDonald's starts popping up in Illinois, California, Arizona. The money should be pouring in. But it isn't. Ray is drowning in debt. Why? Because the deal he signed with the brothers gives them almost all the profit. Ray gets a tiny slice of the franchise fee. It's barely enough to cover his legal bills. And worse, the brothers are blocking him at every turn. Ray wants to seek sponsorship from Coca-Cola. The brothers say no, too commercial. Ray wants to change the menu to make it cheaper. The brothers say no, compromises quality. The breaking point comes with the milkshake. Refrigerating ice cream is expensive. It costs thousands in electricity. Ray finds a solution. Instamix. A packet of powder. Add water, stir, and you have a shake. No milk, no ice cream, huge profit margins. He presents it to Dick and Mac. They are disgusted. "We don't serve fake food," Mac tells him. The contract is ironclad. Ray is trapped. He is the CEO of a growing empire, but he doesn't own it. He is just a glorious employee. Ray realizes he needs to change the game. If he can't beat them with burgers, he will beat them with land. Enter Harry Sonneborn, a financial genius who looks at Ray's books and laughs. "Mr. Kroc," he says, "you don't understand your own business. You are not in the burger business. You are in the real estate business." The strategy was brilliant and ruthless. Instead of just licensing the brand, Ray sets up a separate company. This company buys the land where the new McDonald's will be built. Then, he leases the land to the franchise owner. Ray becomes the landlord. And the best part, the brothers' contract only covered the food and the name. It said nothing about the land under the building. Suddenly, Ray has leverage. Millions of dollars in assets. He is now more powerful than the founders. He stops asking for permission. He starts giving orders. The relationship turns toxic. The phone calls between Illinois and San Bernardino become shouting matches. Ray decides he is done with the brothers. He wants them out. Entirely. He asks for a price. The brothers are tired. They hate what their baby has become. They toss out a number, thinking it's too high for Ray to pay. $2.7 million. $1 million for Dick, $1 million for Mac, and $700,000 for taxes. In 1961, that was a fortune. Ray grits his teeth. He calls every bank. He leverages everything he has. And he puts the cash on the table. But the brothers have one last demand. "We want to keep the original store in San Bernardino," they say. "We want to give it to our employees." Ray agrees. But he is furious. He feels insulted. And this is where the handshake happens. The final negotiation room. Lawyers, bankers, smoke. The deal is signed. McDonald's Corporation now belongs to Ray Kroc. But there was one loose end. The royalties. The brothers had been getting 0.5% of all sales. They expected this to continue. It was their retirement plan. Ray tells them. The investors won't allow it in writing. It messes up the cash flow projections. "But you have my word. We will treat it as a handshake deal. I'll send you the checks every month." Dick and Mac, perhaps naive, perhaps just old-fashioned, shook his hand. They trusted the code of business. They walked away with their $2.7 million. They renamed their original stand the Big M. They thought it was over. But Ray Kroc was a man who held grudges. Since he now owned the name McDonald's, he was furious that the brothers were still selling burgers in the original location, even under a different name. He didn't just want to win. He wanted to crush them. Ray opened a brand new McDonald's, exactly 1 block away from the brothers' store. He used his new supply chain to undercut their prices. He used his marketing budget to drown them out. And finally, he ran them out of business. The original Big M closed its doors. The founders were destroyed by their own creation. And the handshake deal for the royalties? Ray never paid a cent. He claimed it wasn't in writing, so it didn't exist. If the brothers had kept that royalty, today, their estate would be receiving over $100 million a year. Instead, they got nothing. Ray Kroc died a billionaire. He is remembered as the founder of McDonald's. His portrait hangs in corporate headquarters. Dick and Mac McDonald died as footnotes in history. So, what is the lesson written in the graphic ledger today? Business is not a morality play. It is a contact sport. Ray Kroc proved that a great idea is worthless without the ruthless will to execute it. He didn't make the best burger. He didn't invent the system. He just wanted it more. Sometimes, to build an empire, you don't need to be a genius. You just need to be the wolf who is willing to eat the sheep who fed him. This is the graphic ledger. See you in the next entry.